Hey everybody, it's Coach Jan, and today we're going to do some shadow boxing, but Tai Chi style with both regular breathing and reverse breathing. And we're going to bring some of these concepts in that have helped me a lot when it comes to all types of martial sparring and competitive experiences. So today we're going to start with our breath work. Of course, always aligned. Doesn't really matter what you do as long as whatever martial art you do, or sport, get that moment of alignment, that imaginary string lifting from the top of the head, the tailbone dropping, all the vertebrae relaxing, the space between each vertebrae getting longer and longer and longer. So you have an imaginary string lifting from the top of the head, relaxation cascades down the body. The feet are shoulder width apart and parallel. I recommend keeping the palms parallel to the ground with special attention on the middle finger of each hand. This is called gilded pillar. I always take this moment, even before I go into a meeting. Take a moment. Sometimes I'll do it a little smaller, but I'll just get that moment of alignment, and it'll help me so much. And now, tongue place around the ceiling of the mouth, slight tension in the anus, and we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose. We're going to use the belly as a pump, 3 finger lengths below the belly button, the lower dantian area. You're going to inhale in. You're going to give the sensation of breathing a color, gathers in the belly. Exhale, push that color down the arms to the palms of the fingertips about 1 inch or 2 beyond. So it goes down both arms at the same time. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, wash the color down. And you just want to connect to the breath and the visualization of the breath. Remember, that visualization is giving your attention a vehicle. Once you have control over the attention, you can give it greater, more detailed intent. And so the attention leads to greater intent, stronger willpower, essentially. Exhaling, washing that color down the arms. Push the color, visualize it going about 1 inch or 2 beyond the palms. You want to push the mind even beyond the body. You want to push the mind to your target. Sometimes your targets are through your opponent's body. That's why when we talk about pushing you see my ceiling up here, there's a corner. See that where the color changes? That corner. If we were playing push hands and I was playing against myself, I would push, my target would be that corner, that little line, that crease in the wall and the ceiling. So my mind is going up there. So when I push my opponent, I launch their shoulders to that point. And notice that it pushes the shoulders over the hips. And when it pushes the shoulders over the hips, the body has nowhere to go. It starts to topple over. So you want to be able to create these targets, know where you're going when you're playing push hands, if you play Tai Chi competitively, or if you're doing anything else and bringing some of these Tai Chi concepts into your other martial sparring or competitive experiences or other sports as well. So being able to know, I'm going to hit the ball, bang, right over there. Very intentional. Inhaling deep. Exhale down. Soften. Inhale. Breath lifts the wrists. Exhaling out. Inhale deep. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. So we're doing uplifting heaven. Single breath per movement. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. So that basic breathing formula is going to get us into the concept of switching between, and let's showcase how that works. I'm switching between an inhalation here and an exhalation. Some people exhale, exhale. We're combining the Tai Chi, the regular breathing, which you might do with any particular martial movement, with the focused Kung Fu Tai Chi. Kung Fu Tai Chi, the way I was raised, always has a visualization component with it. So normally the baseline version of that is exhaling and pushing the breath visualization from the belly through the hand, the limb, into the target and to the center of the target. That is the baseline concept. You can always switch that and play with that. But that double exhalation would be a double whipping into a target. The reverse breathing Tai Chi is the inhaling and creating a shape. So when you inhale, create a shape. This is William C.C. Chen's reverse breathing Tai Chi. Inhaling, creating a shape. Looks like I'm pouring tea. Notice that I have my fingers reach through here. So I have a structure that's intentionally built from my fingertip to my fingertips to this knuckle. When you have the hands in a fist, the knuckle becomes the end of the extension. So in William C.C. Chen's reverse breathing Tai Chi forms, rather than exhaling through, pushing the visualization through, you're inhaling and drawing the breath into the belly to create this very strong shape. In my experience, and I've mentioned this in videos in the past, my jabs, when I do my jab, they're stronger. They're stronger when I do the reverse breathing because I have a infrastructure of intention, a body mechanic backing up that inhalation. So I'm inhaling, boom, I know this is all strong. Rather than doing this in my Tai Chi form here, I'm doing this, and still the same concept of a shape being completed. I'm going through my fingertips, from fingertips or knuckles to fingertips. Everything is connected, and I know how it aligns with my body. And we'll talk about that as well. But I actually talk about that more in other videos, because today I want you actually doing shadow boxing. So here, we're going to take a moment, inhaling up, inhale even deeper. Now we're doing two-stage inhalation, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Again, I've talked about this many times in the past. Two-stage inhalations. Stage one, inhale even deeper. Stage two, it's as if you turn a faucet on even wider. Exhale down. So the two-stage inhalation, let's say, or exhalation. You can have two-stage exhalations as well. So two-stage exhalation was the first thing I did. Exhale, exhale. Some people do jab cross and exhale on both. You'll hear boxers go. So that's great. That's fantastic. And a lot of times they don't necessarily have the visualization combined with it. You do want to do that. Every layer that you add to your own personal movement style increases your strength. It increases the impact on the opponent. Now, of course, it has to be realistic. So what I mean by that is that it has to be tested in live play. And that's why it's important to have partners that will allow you to work with them and test things, but are also experienced enough to know when something isn't realistic. These are fine lines, and they're fine lines for your personal private training. And then they become very overt on what work you've done when you actually go against opponents who don't necessarily have the same level of value for your protection. That means sparring somebody who's just ready and out to get you, who doesn't care that you've done Tai Chi or Taekwondo or whatever, because they're there to beat you. And those people push you to a higher level and allow you to test out what you've really worked on. So I think there's always value in training outside your comfort zone. But when you are in the comfort zone, make sure you get a partner that's helping you really breathe through. If you're doing the double exhalation, breathe through. Sink and push the color visualization out. Push it out one, and then exhalation two. So that's exhalation one, exhalation two. Even if you're making sounds, that's fine. The sounds do have, sometimes can distract you from your actual focus into the target. But sometimes they can help you. It really depends on what your intent is behind the sound. And all those intentions do matter. So the two-stage inhalation here, first we did the one stage, and the one stage is sometimes someone will exhale, exhale, or you might inhale one, exhale other. Those are both one-stage inhalation exhalations. Now we'll do three-stage. Stage one, exhale out. And now we have a one, inhale deeper two, inhale deeper three, exhaling down. Again, we're using gilded pillar, uplifting heaven, excuse me, this exercise called uplifting heaven. We're using uplifting heaven to train ourselves to feel how the breath, inhaling up one, even deeper two, even deeper three. Exhale, push the color visualization down the arms with the palms of the fingertips. We're using this to get us into the groove, into the rhythm of breathing with multiple stages. Remember, the multi-stage inhalation exhalations are especially helpful in grappling, where you might inhale, inhale, inhale. And of course, I'm doing a Grandmaster William C.C. Chen style 50-50 clinch. I'm in the 50-50 clinch wrestling style. I have my opponent's lead arm, the elbow of the lead arm on this palm right here, and I have my other hand around their body, around their waist, potentially going for an underhook. And I inhale one, to take some space. I may take a step to edge them out of a ring. Inhale again. Notice that I'm lifting my elbow and my forearm. All this is sticking to my opponent. They're probably trying to get their arm. Maybe they had their hand on my elbow or they're going around. They're probably trying to manipulate this shape that I've created for them. And then inhale again here. Notice that I've lifted my shoulder blade's coming out. This is just simply one example. I'm not telling you to do this particular move, but I'm using this move as an example to talk about how a 3-stage inhalation can work even with one movement. One movement, 1, 2, 3, 3 ticks, tick, tick, tick. Those 3 ticks, each time eating space from my opponent, making them more and more uncomfortable. Very, very important. Of course, you can also use it in combinations. Inhaling, bring someone back, inhaling deeper, and then exhale, pop them over the leg. There's all these different ways that you can do it. It really depends on the move. So you're adapting and upgrading the moves that you may have learned in other martial arts that may not have focused on the breathwork and visualization as much. I've done judo. I did not hear much about breathwork and visualization training with the absolutely wonderful Oishi or the absolutely amazing Mark Swain, both Olympians. They trained me, and they're both spectacular, but the visualization was not a key part of the conversation in my time with them. That's not to say that they don't do this. But what I'm getting at is that you want to be able to adapt these stages to anything. Now we're going to do 4-stage inhalation. Stage 1, even deeper 2, even deeper 3, even deeper 4. Exhale, wash that color from the belly down the arms and down the legs, like a radar expanding out. It gathers in the belly and it just goes in all directions, highly directed down the legs and arms. Stage 1, even deeper inhaling. Stage 2, even deeper. Stage 3, even deeper. Stage 4, and exhale out. So that was our warm-up. Key notes during your warm-up is to make sure that you shift the attention from the nostrils drawing the color into the belly, like we did in that first gilded pillar exercise, this one, to nostrils on each fingertip. That means you're imagining that you have nostrils on each one of your fingertips. Like a vacuum, as you inhale, they are sucking in the color visualization into the belly. Very, very important. This is key. This is key because when you want to take that sensation and you want to bring it into your shadow boxing. And now we're going to start doing our shadow boxing. So your shadow boxing, when I watch boxers, martial artists, pretty much of anyone who does sparring, let me not say anyone, people who are doing boxing, kickboxing, and hybrids of those styles, I often see them doing this. And these little pops. Notice that I'm not putting too much emphasis. I'm not putting too much emphasis onto my breath work. And you can also notice a little shake. It's a little pop in my shoulders. And these little pops, they're great, but you can also see the disconnect. If you're a Tai Chi player, you can see how I'm not using full body power. And I'm also not using my breath work and my visualization. I'm really just, maybe I'm doing general visualization of an opponent. Maybe I'm going for chins, I'm going for the body, but I'm not doing a visualization of my breath work, the prana, to use an Indian term, that energy, the breath work pushing through my limbs or inflating, inhaling, coming into my limbs. If I'm doing the reverse breathing, coming into the limbs and helping to create the structure or to become like a faucet, shooting the energy out. And I use the term energy right now because some people may not like that term, but somehow, some way, you have to be able to get yourself, train yourself to focus even more. And it's not just hit harder; it's hit in a more focused, more intentional, more coordinated way. Coordinating the breath work and coordinating the attention and the intent. And your intent can always get more and more detailed. The more you expand your mind, the more you expand your awareness, the more data you can take in. And when you do Tai Chi, you slow yourself down and you speed up your perception. So we're taking in more data here, and I highly recommend, well, let's just do jabs. So the jabbing, obviously I'm talking right now, so it's a little bit we're going to slow down even more so I can really get into the feeling. I'm going to inhale with a reverse jab. When I inhale, I'm using my big toe as a button, and that button meaning I shift my weight onto the big toe. It's as if I'm falling forward, but my big toe catches me and pushes me up. Fall forward, catches me and pushes me up. Fall forward, catches me and pushes me up. Notice that when I fall forward, I soften the groin. I'm softening, this hip falls into this groin. Notice it's going down from the heel, tick, 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 ball of foot, tick, 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 big toe, and I stand back upright. Notice this alignment right here. That upright is coordinated with the fist, and the fist looks like I'm pouring out tea. Notice that I'm also not fully extending my arm. I'm not hyperextending. I don't want to get a hyperextension. I'm creating and I'm allowing this slight bend to maintain. And also notice that there's inflation happening in the tricep. This is the reverse breathing punches. And whether I'm doing a jab or a cross, the reverse breathing punches are going to have that same concept. The nostrils are now on the knuckle. And as I inhale, draw the color visualization in, it inflates the tricep like a balloon. And I still catch myself. I have other videos on this, so if you haven't, I'll post a little link to it. Exhaling down, inhaling up. We've done this in the past. Inhaling up. And if I was doing the regular breathing, I'm going to exhale down, push the color visualization through, push the shoulder blade, emphasizing the shoulder blade disappearing in my upper back. Boom. Notice how it gives me that extra few centimeters. So actually a few inches for me. So really gives me, this is just the shoulder blade movement. When I exhale, I'm pushing out the shoulder blade. I'm using the hips and the waist all at the same time, and I'm whipping and whipping. So we're going to slow all this down for the shadow boxing. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. If you switch sides to southpaw, inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. My former Sancho, Lee Tai Lang Sancho teammate, Hinton Rami Wells just walked in too, so maybe we can get a few moments of maybe not. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So you really want to start, when you're doing your shadow boxing, obviously start working on your footwork and start really feeling the bounce. You want to step intentionally. And if you haven't done boxing footwork before, I highly recommend, there's some great boxing instructors, but taking this and bringing it into your Tai Chi is so important. So I'm playing around doing my inhale up, exhale down. And now I'm going to step off, and I step with my right leg. I'm doing orthodox right now. I look at my left leg. I step and I use my toes to lead. My toes are pointing toward the camera now. Boom. Now my toes are pointing 90 degrees here. Boom. So I'm always stepping very, very intentionally. If I want to switch, let's say I step with the left and I throw my cross here. Now my left hand becomes a cross. Boom, here. If I want to step to my right, look how I turn. If I don't want to move the leg in, let's say if I was moving away from an opponent, if I want to maintain my ground, I just do a slight pulse. We've talked about pulses before. Pulse means take the weight off just for a small moment and then turn the weight. So you're not grinding the kneecaps by keeping the weight on and turning. Some people might put the weight only on the heel and turn like this. I don't really do that much because I think it's too risky. But here, I'm going to pulse, turn the foot, and step. So if you haven't done boxing footwork before, I do recommend just taking a moment to feel, at the very least, these. Turn your toe, step. Take the weight off the foot, turn the toe, and step. And try to bring, and if you need to reverse it, step back and turn the toe. Step back and turn the toes. When you do this, really focus on that feeling of landing and lifting off, landing and lifting off. And some people might say, don't change your level, etc. I think right now, for the purpose of you getting into the flow of shadow boxing with your Tai Chi, I'm only doing jab crosses right now. Take that step off and find the rhythm. I'm doing inhalation up, exhalation down, inhalation up, exhalation down. I might switch to southpaw, come around, I might slip, inhalation up, exhale down, step, inhalation up, exhale down. And I'm really doing my best to feel, to minimize tension and maximize my breathwork and visualization. When you start moving so fast, you might maintain a lot of flex. And so you want to soften to the amount where you can feel yourself staying relaxed. Maybe even weave a little bit. Start to weave under, step out, step back, inhale up, exhale down. And start to play around. Play around with throwing, we're only doing jab cross right now. Start playing around with throwing the jab cross from different angles. That means if my hands are down, boom, my jab came up, cross came out. Is this not realistic enough for my cross to come from here to here? Do I need to make adjustments? The bottom line is that anytime you're in a freestyle scenario, there's all these different variables. So I believe in practicing from uncommon places. Can I throw my jab from here? Can I throw it from here? Can I throw my cross from here? Can I throw it from up here? Boom. Obviously, that's an overhand cross. So, or maybe not so obvious if you haven't done boxing, but being able to throw the cross over the hand, over your opponent's hand, boom, and coming right in. So remember, we're really focusing on the visualization. And we added that little bit of footwork so we can turn a foot, step. Turn a foot, step. Step back, throw your punches. Step back, step forward. So now let's add L-shaped punches. L-shaped punches, hooks are L-shaped punches. Remember the L shape of the arm. Hook, body shot, overhand. All these are L-shaped punches. When you throw elbows, you're essentially you're cutting it even tighter, so you're throwing a similar mechanic. But we'll focus on just the hooks right now, and then we'll go into elbows. So hooks, uppercuts also are L-shaped. So with the hooks, I would exhale. Well, originally, before I learned Grandmaster CC Chen's reverse breathing, I would exhale my hooks. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Some people open up and they cascade, meaning that they open up, hip comes forward, shoulder comes back, and then they collapse in, they cascade inward. It's kind of similar to, there's similarities to dragon style Kung Fu if you were to throw a hook like that. Dragon style, cascading the spine, throwing the hook in a similar way, cascade and come in. And that is actually especially helpful in my experience for overhands. Stepping, sliding up, over, and notice that I open up and exhale and everything collapses. My flex is also combined with my relaxation. So in other words, I'm relaxing into my front stance, then my front leg, but I'm flexing as I agree with gravity. So I'm stepping, dropping with gravity, and flexing into my relaxed state. I flex myself into my relaxed state, and then I soften again. After the initial flex, I'm very relaxed. And these little crashing moments of flexing and then relaxing is something that you really want to get intimate with in your shadowboxing. So let's start doing this. Remember before I was doing this, little pops, throwing a little hip here, a little hip there. That's great. That's fine. There's a lot of folks who can do this. And there are folks who do it way, way nicer than me. But I want to start bringing the breath or visualization in. So right now I'm just doing uppercuts. Again, still an L shape. If you have not done uppercuts, I'm doing a little piston roll right now. If you have not done uppercuts, here's the way to start getting into it. Inhaling up, like you're grabbing fruit. Inhale up, exhale down. This is reverse breathing uppercuts. So you're inhaling up like you're grabbing fruit, and notice that I'm maintaining the L shape primarily the entire time. And I'm allowing myself to shift onto the ball of the foot, one leg, big toe presses in, exhale, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale. If you want to start doing the reverse breathing and the regular, You can choose which side you want to be which. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. The value of doing 2 inhalations to warm up is to get a ball bearings kind of experience on the hips, meaning that I inhale up, exhale down, and then I inhale up, exhale down. So there's a load, there's a reset, and that reset is very, very powerful because it'll help you, especially in your push hands and grappling, to find the rhythm. There's space in between 2 moments, 2 breaths that you want to be able to play with, especially when you're in moments where you're getting out of challenging situations. Maybe your opponents put you in a position where you have to slide out, and 1 breath is not going to do it. One whip into 1 posture is not going to do it. You have to double up, maybe with the same breath, and really take, that was the same breath with 3 different movements and 3 stages of my 1 exhalation that I just did. So moments like this, whether it's an inhalation or an exhalation, the exhalation is also helpful, but it's so common. The challenge with the common breathing is that the common breathing is going to allow you to feel at ease and therefore not paying attention to aspects of the body mechanic that you might otherwise have to pay attention to coordinate your new breathing pattern with, meaning the reverse, the opposite, the uncomfortable version of breathing. So I do recommend the inhalation ups, going up, or inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. That little moment, exhale down. Here's the moment, right there. Boom. Inhale up, exhale down. Boom. Inhale up, exhale down. And I'm just making that sound just so you can highlight that for yourself. Whether you switch legs. And it's important to note also, when you do the exhalation on the reverse breathing Tai Chi, the exhalation is like you're going to sleep. Inhalation is like you're waking up. Exhalation is going to sleep. Inhale, waking up. Exhale, going to sleep. That going to sleep concept of relaxing into a posture that you are intentionally doing, but it's as if you're going to sleep in that posture, helps the body, the mind, get into a particular state of relaxation and solidity. You want to be solid while relaxed, solid and heavy while you feel light. Oh, I'm so light, but I can feel that my opponents know I'm heavy. So it's really, really powerful. So you get that little moment here. Again, it's harder to find when you're doing the very common exhalations. So I'm just exhaling, and then you can find the tension, forget that there's tension where you don't necessarily want it. So now let's start talking about the hook L shape in the same way. Continue talking about it. So the inhalation version, we did the exhale, and the hooks in general, you're going to have your hand, whether the palm is facing down or facing the heart, will be aligned with the heart. So my L shape aligned with my heart on either side. Sometimes people do this exercise to get them into the mode of throwing hooks. And this exercise is turn, pull yourself back to center, turn, pull yourself back to center, turn, pull yourself back to center. These are helpful exercises if you're just doing a little workout for yourself. Pull yourself back. Very, very helpful if you're doing a fitness, like cardio kind of calisthenic experience for yourself. Great exercise. And you're using the obliques to pull, helping to pull yourself back, of course, coordinate with the breath. Some you might exhale, inhale back to center, exhale as you twist, inhale back to center, or you might inhale, exhale back down. So let's actually do that exercise for a second. So let's do the inhale, exhale, going to sleep. Notice that when I exhale, go to sleep, I sink into this posture. Nose over the knee, knee over the big toes. Notice that my pelvis is rotated on the femur. So my spine is straight from here to here. That's straightness. And then I inhale up and I straighten even more. So now look at this straightness. And I exhale back down. Inhale up. And notice that this one doesn't emphasize the pull of the obliques, but actually has the more natural falling back. I'm falling back to my center because I'm already naturally coiled up, falling back to center. Inhaling up, falling back to center. Inhaling up, exhaling as I fall back to center. Inhaling up, exhale as I fall back to center. Now, if we were to do the normal way or the very common breathing way, we're going to exhale as we twist, which does agree with the lungs. So we're going to exhale as we twist and inhale, pull ourselves back. Exhale, the breath pulls us back now. So before, when you inhale, the exhalation allows you to sink back in and suck back in. But or just drop back in. But the exhalation here, or the inhalation here, sucks you back. So let's clarify the language here. When the inhalation here is what on the twist, the exhalation drops you back in. Very important concept, and I'm using very particular language here because when you're doing your shadow boxing, where you're actually grappling or playing around in sparring, you're going to use those exhalations as a drop. You're going to hands behind the opponent's neck, hands around the opponent's body, hands on the opponent's arms, and drop. And when you do those relaxing exhale drops, your opponent is likely going to react with a pull back. So you time your drops with their knowing that they're going to pull back, and then you launch them back. And now we get back to that corner crease push over the shoulder we were talking about. That's a definitive combination. Relax, drop into the opponent, inhale, lift them up, push them right into the corner of the room, the upper corner, that crease, push them over, shoulders over their hips to get a nice launch, to get them out of the ring, to get them on the floor, etc. So with the exhaling, we're going to inhale and suck ourselves back in. And that sucking ourselves back in is very similar to almost falling out of the ring and bringing yourself back. When we do the 8 brocade, the jolting exercise, which you guys have seen many times, which is exhale, push onto the toes, inhale, pull your heels back into the ground. Exhale onto the toes, inhale, pull your heels back into the ground. The exhalation pushes the breath work and visualization down the legs into the ground, and the heels should feel like they have rockets on them. They're launching you up. But then when you inhale, it's as if those rockets pull back in, like there's gum on your heels and you get pulled back, or a hook, and they pull you back in. So you exhale up and they pull you back into the ground. And as you inhale and it pulls you back into the ground, the color visualization comes up the leg. So exhaling down the leg, heels go up, inhaling, heels go down, and the breath work pulls up the leg, almost like you're pulling up your pants. So exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. And this, we use this for on the edge of the ring, we don't want to go out, like, whoa, or we're going out, someone's trying to push us, and we slide back in. Notice that I turn my feet because I don't want to step out of the ring. So we slide back in, or you're here and you slide back in. So we use the breath work there intentionally to suck ourselves back in to stay in the ring. It happens all the time. And this exercise is jolting is a very helpful exercise for it. But this is also a helpful exercise. And I would do this when I'm doing my conditioning work, building up for a tournament or just to be at a strong level for competitive play. Exhale, inhale back. Exhale, inhale back. Exhale. Now I'm breathing loud just so you can hear. Exhale, inhale. And I really want to feel the obliques down to the buttocks activate and pull me back. And I want to make sure that my heel connects, snaps back into the ground, not with a hard impact, but just connected. A nice strong pivot back to center. And if I want to be very strict with my posture here, my feet parallel, I want to be very strict. So now let's go into how this concept, the exhalation, boom, obviously this helps our hooks. So we have the hook, boom, hook, boom. Notice that you can adapt this. You have your 11s up, as they might say. It means your guard up, 1, 1, your 11s up. Throw the hook, come back. Exhale, come back. Exhale, come back. And you can do this. And now we're going to bring, and I'm doing this fast, but I really want you guys to feel, to slow it down even more. So exhale, inhale. It's so easy to find yourself, even I, with several exercises I just showed, to really feel yourself leaning into the speed. So exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Really find yourself, and you can feel the hands start warming up. And now, this is the exhale and inhale. Now let's do the inhalation and the exhale. Inhale, pour the tea. Look at that, pouring the tea. Hand is still in front of my heart. Exhale. Remember, when you inhale in the reverse breathing, the tricep inflates. Also with the reverse breathing, you have a deeper emphasis on the crease in the groin here, letting one hip fall into it. So I'm here, feet shoulder width apart and parallel. I soften into one, and then I catch myself inhaling up. Ball of foot, big toe, and I pour, 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 pour. Exhale, down, 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 down. Reload. Inhaling up. Pour, 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 pour. Exhale, down, 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 down. Inhaling up. Exhale, down, 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 down. Inhaling up. And I'll show you from the side as well, because you want to really feel yourself. Look at my pelvis rotated on my femur. So I'm not standing straight and erect. Pelvis rotated on the femur. Nose over the knees, the knee line. Glass was here. You see that my nose is touching the glass, my knees are touching the glass, and the big toes are touching the glass. I have my 11s up, my guard, and I fall forward, meaning I soften the groin, and I fall forward just a little bit. I have to catch myself. And I can catch myself with both of my toes, but I'm going to choose one. So I'm going to choose my left for the camera, the farther away hand. And I'm going to choose the left. And now look at how, if I choose the left, look at how the right hip falls into the left. If I choose the left, look at how the right hip falls into the left crease. And that's going to be my catching moment, is going to be my catalyzed inflation, inhalation, and inflation. And I'm up. And then I exhale back down, 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 down. And then when I exhale, I bring my hips, I bring the attention back from the big toe to the ball of the foot to the heel in reverse order. Rather than heel, ball of the foot, big toe, the 3 nails, which I've talked about in another video from Grandmaster Wing CC Chen, we're going to reverse it. So we're on the big toe, ball of foot, heel. And now heel, ball of foot, big toe, inhaling up. Exhale, ball of foot, heel. Ball of foot, big toe. Ball of foot, heel. Ball of foot, big toe. Ball of foot, heel. Ball of foot, big toe. This is actually amazing. I've never really talked about it like this before, so I'm very happy that we're having this moment. So I keep my weight on my heels, which is the passive area for your stance. I'm only saying that right now that's because when you start when you first start your training, you're on your heels. And then as you start softening in, ball of foot, big toe, and Grandmaster Chen would even say that this little ridge here is a suction cup that between the heel and the ball of foot should be utilized, suctioning in, drawing energy from the ground and coming out. But that being said, we're not going to go too deep into that right now, because that's an even higher level concept that I'm still touching on that he's taught me 2 years ago. But here, softening in, inhaling up, exhale, heels, ball of foot, big toe, exhale, ball of foot, heels, ball of foot, big toe, inhaling up, exhale, ball of foot, heels. Notice that I sink fully into it. Ball of foot, big toe, ball of foot, heels, ball of foot, big toe, And now, this concept, I will throw another idea at you, is the reach. The reach that we've utilized in underhooks and push hands, and we talked about reaching through your opponent, reaching past your opponent, reaching to the door or the wall. The reach is important here, and for these hooks, it's as if when you hook, it's as if you're punching to a particular target that's past the opponent. Boom. Past the opponent, inflating past the opponent. Super important. So we'll dive in. We don't need to overload here. So now let's bring these hooks. We have the exhale, we have the inhale. Let's bring it into our shadow boxing with our stance that we were just doing several minutes ago. So here we go. Now we're gonna inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You're gonna uppercut. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Notice I'm doing body shots. All I did was change the level. I'm still throwing the same L shapes. Now you can keep the foot down. There's many different ways to throw the body shot and hooks. You can keep the foot down. You can pivot with it. It really depends on your style. It also depends on the need of the moment. So, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I just went to orthodox. Southpaw. Inhale, exhale. Just do what feels good to you, but take your time. And now start to add your jabs and crosses. And as an exercise, the thought exercise for your training right now is going to be make every shot its own breath, an inhalation or an exhalation. Now notice I just did inhale, exhale. I did it. I doubled up on one hand. Inhale, exhale. Let's try that now. Just do the left hand, and we'll double up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Jab and an L-shaped punch. Inhale, exhale. Maybe two L-shaped punches or two jabs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just the left hand. Inhale. Now we doubled up. Exhale. Inflate, draw the color in. Exhale. Exhale out. That's how you're going to be able to bridge. You're going to inhale, create the shape. Exhale to your standing. That means releasing. And then exhale, push out. So it looks like a two-stage inhalation, but it's actually three, or two-stage breath, but it's a combination breath. Inhaling, exhale, exhale with intent to push. Inhale, exhale, exhale. Now you can also inhale even more, exhale. There's no reason you can't do that either. So it's really just based on what feels right for you. But make sure each one you program the movement, each movement with its own intention, each stage of your breathing with its own intention. That's going to make you more powerful. Let's do the right hand. Inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So one breath per. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Now let's try to bring them all together. Hands, L-shaped punches, and jab and cross. And start to move your way, whatever way feels right to you, but clarifying the breath work. The breath work is at the foundation and the visualization. So remember, when you inhale, you're inflating. When you exhale, you're pushing out. Bring your footwork in. Feel free to rewind the video if you need to. Try to double up as well, mix it up for yourself. Meaning that maybe you're inhale, inhale, exhale. You doubled up on one, or maybe you Exhale, exhale. Exhale, exhale. Inhale. Slow yourself down if you get too fast, like I just did. Slow yourself down even more. Really start to feel. Start to feel. All the intentional movement. And inhaling up. Big breath. Exhaling again. Again. Inhale out. Big breath. There we go. Feet 2 fists apart and parallel. Inhale up. Fingers back, chest up, hips forward. Plant toes. Exhale, butt back. So knees, and there we go. Fingers back, chest up, hips forward, window toes. Exhale, butt back, fingers. Inhaling up, hands forward on 1. Inhale, switch, exhale down. Hold the visualization down. Inhaling out, switch, 45 degrees. Exhale down. Inhaling out, switch. Exhale down. Inhaling out, switch, 90 degrees. Exhale down. Inhale up, switch. 3. Inhaling up, bring the foot behind the other. Exhale down. Inhaling up, switch behind the other. One more time each side. Inhale up, switch. Exhale down both legs. Inhale up, white light, turn to one side, exhale down. Inhale up, other side, exhale down. Inhale up, over, exhale down. Up the inside, down the outside. Over the shoulders, down the back. Inhaling out. Down the chest. Half the leg. Sternum. Other side. Collarbone. Other side. Look up. Relax the reproductive organs. Inside. Up. Collarbone. Through chin. Strong pressure. Back of the neck. Up on the face. Side. Up. Side. Side. Fingers over the ears. Down. Under. Over the ears. Down. Under. And through the scalp. Fingers to the scalp. To the back. Back to front. To the back. Back to front. Massage. Back. Back. Slide back to back to front. Knuckles. Onto back to front. Scalp. 1. Release. 1, 2, 3. Release. Release. Release and reverse it. The opposites. 1, 2, 3. 3. And reverse it. Reverse direction. And top of the forehead massage and reverse it. Temples. Under the eyes. Reverse heart. Heart. Massage. 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 Under. Reverse. Put the fingers out. Thumbs. 1, 2, 3. Grab 1. Inhale, white lines the belly. Spread the whole body. Inhale up front, toes to head. Exhale down the back, head to heels. White light. Inhale, white light from left side. Exhale, roll down the right. Inhale, white light to the belly. Exhale down the legs into the ground, comes back up and around like a fountain in reverse. White light. One more white light through belly. Exhale to the top of the head, spreads light all around you. Have gratitude for the body, space that you're in, good people in your life. Thank you guys so much, as usual. And I'm Coach Jen. So if you ever have a thought, question, or idea, I'm always happy to hear it. So please like, comment, subscribe, and you can always support the channel on Patreon at Jan's Tai Chi, patreon.com/Jan's Tai Chi. You can find me at janstaichi.com or at Jan's Tai Chi on all channels. I love you guys, and I'll be back next week with even more. And Sam, who's here right now, but couldn't join because he's driving, we'll all be back next week. So love you guys.